All right, welcome back to RNG Outdoors. I'm sitting here with Barnett and Dave, and these are two of the other members of the team. So we're going to be talking about our 3 different setups. We've all got pretty much different setups for saddle hunting. Both of us Dave and I are rocking the Phantom for a tethered. And Andrew, I
got a cruiser.
He's got a cruiser.
Rocking the cruiser.
All right, so he's rocking the cruiser. He's got his own Muddy Steps. I've got a different version of the Muddy Steps, and Dave's rocking the...
I got the Hawk Heliums.
Hawk Heliums. All right, so we've all got different setups. Now we're gonna run you through how we actually go through the process of setting up and kind of our own little versions of our setup. So stay with us.
Alright, so I'm going to show you guys my setup. Going to be rocking the heliums like we said earlier today, the 30-inch. I didn't go for the shorter ones. I wanted something a little bit more length. I think I'm going to get an 8er in the future. We'll see how far I can get up. I'm also running the standard size platform. Might get the bigger one as well. But let's just go through it. So before I do anything else, I take my first stick off, just unravel it, untape it. I put my am steel around the outside, little bungee cord, and it wraps in. When I get my 8er, I'll probably go a little bit higher on this, but for today we're going to go smaller. So I'm going to go about eye level to my button, go around my tree, underneath one time, cinch it, double wrap, and coil it in. And now it's set, it's locked, not going anywhere. Alright, so before I go up the tree, I got my dog leash in the back. Just unsnap one time. Bring the leash out. Zip back up. And we're good to hook. Just take your dog leash, put it on top of your bow, and it'll follow me wherever I go. Alright, so I got it, I'm leashed in. I got my lineman's belt out. I'm gonna wrap around the tree one time. Hook in, get a little snug. So before I go up, I got a little bit of cord wrapped into the top of my top steps. And I got hooks on the side of my Phantom, and I just hook them in. That way when I'm going up, it's hands-free, and I can grab them as I need them. Ooh, too tight. Alright, so when you get to a stick on the far side, y'all probably can't see it, but there's a stick right here I can't get off. You either break it, or you just grab and go around. I'm just going to go. Still locked in, I'm still safe. Alright, next stick, left side, right side, whatever you prefer, doesn't matter. Just unhook it. Bring it up. Again, button at eye level. There it is. Let the am steel out. Button about eye level again. Around the top, underneath one time, lock it in, now that's set. Let out on your bridge a little bit, or on your alignment, excuse me. Grab top stick and come up. Let out a little bit, bring it up as high as you can, and climb up. Cinch down one more time. Just get a little snug. Climb all 3 steps. Alright, so we're at the top of the tree. Go ahead and set in our platform. Go out of the trusty bag I got here. So pull out my Predator platform. This is the regular Predator. It's not the brand new XL that they just came out with. Pretty sweet, but I got this before they had that. I got a nice little S-clip on top. You can buy it at any Walmart, outdoor store, a little plastic one. And that helps me clip into it. As you can see, it's just hanging there, hands-free while I'm doing this. So what I like to do, unclip my platform from my my Prusik loop that I got here. Let my strap out. This is just the standard strap that came with it, nothing fancy. Excuse me. Alright, so when you're setting this up, easiest way to do it is make sure when you tie in your hook, you can't see it from here, but it's that direction. Face it towards the tree so you can clip it on one of your ropes and it'll hang there for you. Then you can go around the tree with your strap and eat up all your slack, and again, you're still anchored to the tree. You don't have to worry about anything crazy happening, falling out, all that good jazz. All right. Bring it up tight and loop in. Now we're looped into the platform. I'll take the S-clip off. It's free from the Prusik, and then I'll start cinching it in. So get it kind of tight at the beginning, and then fold it in. That way you can really bite it into the tree. Make sure your loops and your knots and everything are free to slip. Adjust accordingly if need be off your platform adjuster. Make sure it's level for you or however you want it. Alright, I'm set in. So at this point, I'm going to reach back into my sys pouch. I'm going to grab my tether, my tree tether. I got the Ropeman 1 on it. Works out really nice piece of equipment to have. I'm going to go as high as I can on the tree and I'll adjust it when I get up. Now it's anchored in. Adjust my Ropeman, bring it down, grab my bridge, lock it in. Make sure you actually spin your loop or your locker on your carabiner, okay? Don't just slap it on there. Crazy things happen. At this point, I'm tethered into the tree twice. I no longer need my Ropeman, or excuse me, my lineman on the tree. So I'll take it, I'll push it through, I'll run all my line out. And I'll stow that inside of my pouch. And it'll just stay inside that pouch for the rest of the hunt. No longer needed until I'm trying to get down. Take my hitch strap, carry it up to the tree. Take my Ropeman, walk it up. Alright, so at this point we're fully set in. Now we just got to get ready to hunt. Everything's on the tree, I'm locked in, I'm tied in, we're good to go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hitch strap. You get this off their website, off Tethered's website. It's a pretty awesome strap. Basically carries everything you need to carry on the tree. Wrap it around the tree, and it's got a buckle, one of their cool little buckles. Just grab a hook, cinch it tight. So I got a big S-clip, got one of those plastic polymer S-clips that I took the spring off one side. That's going to hold my bow. I'm a right-handed shooter, so it sits on the left side of the tree. At this point, I'll take my bag off. I got more of these S-clips on here. These are smaller ones. I just pick a random one that I like. I'll clip it in. I'll take my bow, or my bag, excuse me. And now it's in the tree. At this point, I'll grab my leash, walk my bow up, unclip it, it goes there. My bow's now on the tree. And at this point, you can just go ahead and grab out whatever accessories you need, clip it on your hip strap, adjust what you need to adjust to how you want it, and you're ready to hunt. All right, so once you get set up, you got your bow in the tree, you got your bag on your hip strap. I like to take my dog leash, put it away so it's not just dangling, getting in the way, bumping into things, making noises. I like to run a camera because we have a hunting show. Pick a spot about knee level on your tree, on the opposite side that you are. So I'm a righty, so I'm gonna put it on the right side of the tree. All right, so that's in. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and grab my camera. I'm just running a regular Sony camera. And I have the Muddy micro mount. Screw them together, it's pretty simple. It's a screw. Now from here, I'll start my camera up. Make sure I'm level, I'm good to go. Adjust it, look accordingly. And now I'm recording you guys. That's how you set up ready for a hunt.
All right, so I'm running my Muddy Pro sticks. These are the 22 inch, something like that. I did a few mods on them, so you saw that kind of in one of the previous videos. But got my aider. When I get up to the tree, I'll just throw everything down on the ground. After I carry it in, got a clip, unclip it. Now you take all 3 steps. Obviously you want to try to be a little quiet getting in here, but I keep my bag on, and all I do is I take my little 550 that I got on there, attach it to the S-clip on my saddle, and I'll attach the other one right there. I'll take my Predator platform out, take this little clip on here, also attach that to the back on the saddle. Now it gets a little heavy on the back there when you're getting in, so you might want to tighten the waistband up a little bit, but the bag goes right back up, right back on, and I take the first stick, undo this. Now this is got am steel on here as well. This is the 1/8 inch am steel, and what I did was daisy chained it, so I kind of like this mod, but this is my first real time using it to actually climb up, so we'll kind of see how that goes too. So we'll take it, swing it up pretty high, make sure it's about even. And then we'll take the closest daisy chain loop. We'll go ahead, throw it around the button. And we'll pull down. Now it's set. Tuck that extra in there. Undo these. Set them again. And then now we'll take the aider. Just throw it right over the button. Now we're good to start climbing on there. So now what I'll do is I'll take my bow rope, I'll just toss it on the ground into a huge mess. Then what we'll do is we'll take this end here, just attach it to my little lineman loop right here, just so it stays attached to me on the way up. And I'll take this other end, I've got a little S-clip on it. We'll just put it right around the wheel. All right, I'm gonna lay it down. Make sure nothing's gonna get tangled as we're going up. And we're good to start going up. So I love using aider with 3 sticks. It'll get me probably about roughly 22 feet up, but dig the toes in against the tree, put some weight on it, start climbing up. Once you're on your stick, that's when I go ahead and I will take my lineman's belt out, run that around. I'm also running a Ropeman 1 on my lineman's. So, but once we get to here, we'll go down, we'll reach through, we'll snag up my aider, throw that around my neck, and start easing my way up. Then we'll take stick number 2. And we'll just undo this. We'll begin the same process. Now it might get a little tricky with some branches, but you can get that up pretty much as high as you can. And again, find your next daisy chain loop and go ahead, cinch it down. What I like about these daisy chains is that they're fast, very quick to put your stick up. So again, open these up, take your aider, put it right over the button again. Then you can, I could have obviously gotten a little bit more length out of that, but this will do. Slowly move your lineman's belt up as you're going up. Then you can either slide it over the branches, you can break them off, do what you got to do. Tighten up the lineman's belt with your Ropeman if need be. So I'm actually going to loosen it up again. I'm going to take the aider and grab it. Just rinse and repeat. Now once we are all the way up to hunting height with our 3 sticks, I'm going to go ahead and leave the aider down there. If it's a windy day, I'll take the aider up, pack it away. But if it's not too bad and I don't think the deer are going to really see it, then I'll just leave it where it is on the 3rd stick. Now, I'll go ahead from here, remove my Predator platform, and now, kind of like Dave, I've also got a clip on here, so I can just easily clip it right to my lineman's belt and doesn't go anywhere. Alright, so now we'll just undo the strap, let it kind of fall, kind of let it hang where I want it to. Actually up just a little too high. I like it to kind of be fairly level-ish with the last step. It just gives me another step to kind of go around the tree, almost creating like a half ring of steps. So it's on there. Just go around the tree. And then we'll go ahead and shorten it up to a desired length. This is roughly the size of the tree that I think works best. Nothing really bigger than this is kind of what I like. Some people like bigger, some people like smaller. Like Dave's tree was smaller. So now once you get there and it's cinched on, now you can go ahead, take your clip off, maybe. Now that just lives there for the duration. Make sure this is nice and tight. And you can go ahead, push down as hard as you can to seat it. And you just sink it down. Move that little screw on there to keep it nice and level. Alright, now once it's set, now we're just going to go ahead and step up and actually weight the platform. It's not going anywhere. Now we'll be attached here still. Now I'm going to go ahead and go out of my left sys hauler. I'm going to go ahead and grab my tether from there. I'm going to put it about forehead height. Slip everything through. I'm going to go ahead, weight it down. Take my bridge, put it my length that I like it at, which is almost all the way out. We're going to go ahead and lock into this bad boy. Now, again, like Dave said, make sure you lock that carabiner. Go ahead, ride it, your Prusik, which is what I run right now. Planning on getting another Roteman 1, but that's in the future. And move that Prusik knot up high, so you got most of your weight on there. Now you know that you're being held up by your tether. Now you can just go ahead, undo your lineman's belt. And you can store that back into the my left sys hauler, where it will live for my whole hunt. Leaves me room in there now to put a water bottle for easy access, stuff like that. Now, once I'm up here and I know everything's weighted down, everything's good to go, I'm gonna go ahead, drop down a little bit so I can get away from the tree, create some room. I like to kind of daisy chain the tether to get it out of the way. And I just leave it balled up like that. Now it's free, it's out of the way. And then I'm essentially ready to start putting everything onto the tree. I take my bag off. I go ahead and I can just set it right here on my feet. Kind of push it up against the tree. Kind of take some of that off my shoulders. Then I'll go ahead and take out my his strap, also from Tethered. Throw that around. Go ahead and find me a good little notch to put it in. Tighten that bad boy down. I'm gonna go ahead and move it a little bit though. Because I like all my stuff hanging from over here. And I've got a little S-clip that I just took the spring off and put some silencing tape on there. That'll just be on my right side. That's where my bow is going to be hanging from. So now that's good. That's ready to go. So from here, now that it's still out of the way, I'm gonna go ahead and start attaching all my camera gear. Now, you guys know the Muddy Outfitter arm, a little heavy, a little awkward, but it gets the job done for now. So this is what I'm gonna stick with this year. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get it set up. It's gonna be on my right side, right here. All right, now, once that's all set up, we'll go ahead, we'll get a little higher up here. Now on the line, or the tether. We'll go ahead, set up our public land safe mount for our Wild Game Innovations Zero Trace. We'll just have that right over the tether. That's good to go. Hit the power right on. There it is. Good to go. Obviously can't go anywhere in the early season without your thermocell. That'll hook on. Probably somewhere right here. And that'll be good. Then we'll go ahead, once we get into everything, get completely set up, throw the knee pads on, be good to go there. And then we'll close everything back up. And then we'll just take this clip, probably set it right here, so it's on the back, it's out of the way, and we're good to go. All right, and last thing, you bring your bow up. You can take your arrows off, your quiver, attach it somewhere. Got a little loop on here, so I'll usually take that off. Go ahead and set my bow in there. And then I'll take one of these small hooks, just hook it there so my arrows can live somewhat close to me and kind of still out of the way. Seems like a lot, and it is a lot, but it's really not that heavy, not that bad to get up here. The biggest portion is your camera arm, getting all your camera equipment set up. So for those of you not wanting to film and just kind of wanting to set up, I mean, there's your setup. You can use a smaller bag. You can use pretty much Dave's or Andrew's setup that he's going to be rocking. So that's it.
All right, just want to real quick give you a rundown on my setup. I prefer to carry everything packaged up, ready to go, pretty much right till I get to my tree. Depending on how far I'm walking, I may wear the saddle, I may not. I'm rocking the Cruiser XC. It's got that little expandable panel in the back with a pleated extra fabric. First thing I get to where I'm going to go, identify where my primary engagement spot's going to be, where I'm going to try and hit that deer, ideally perfect world. So for in this case, we're going to say it'd be the opposite side of the tree from where the camera's set up right now. So once I get here, go ahead and undo my sticks. I've got the Muddy stagger steps. They're a little bit heavier, but in some ways they're also a lot simpler than the folding steps. To be honest, I got these because these are a whole lot easier for my kids to climb. So when I'm using the hang-on stand, I don't have to have 2, 3 separate sets of sticks. Usually just wrap my 8 around my neck. Got a little strap, holds everything together. Same as the other fellers, I got a little piece of paracord, a little loop. Just snaps right on. Little snap link on the saddle. 2 of them will go on the saddle. The 3rd will go on the tree. And the last thing I gotta do is put my platform. I'm using the tethered Predator, the standard size. For me, I like it. It's a great size. It's big enough to be able to stand on, but not so big that feels like you're carrying a climber through the woods. Got this little piece of paracord. Snaps right on the little snap link on the back.
for me, I've got a little webbing aider that I like to use. So when I hang that first stick, usually that first stick will go about with that middle step about eye height or so. That way it makes a nice easy transition from my aider to that first step. Puts that aider step high enough that I'm actually getting some use out of it, but it's not so high that it's awkward to get into. Just got a paracord haul line basically to pull my bow up. That's what I use for a bow line. Nothing fancy, gets the job done. Can be a little bit of a hassle sometimes with it'll get tangled up, but as long as you coil it up and keep it coiled as you go, it's not too bad. Big thing with the aiders, be sure as you plant your foot in the aider, you go toe into the tree so you anchor yourself down. Once you get on that first stair, you gotta pull that aider off. You just drape around my neck. Go to the top of that next step. Rinse and repeat. Pull that next stick off. Once I get up in the tree, I actually really like laying my step across my lineman's belt. Kind of give you a flat working space. Be able to work from. Nice and convenient. Same again, about eye height for that second step. Get that next step set. Aider goes on, same as before. Now normally I get to this point, I'll usually leave the aider on this last stick. Unless it's really windy, I'm afraid it's gonna blow around. Otherwise I'll just leave it there. Don't normally have a use for it. Now, like I said, this way away from the camera is gonna be the primary direction I'm gonna plan on hunting. I'm right-handed, so I'm gonna take that left hand side is kind of my primary direction I want to shoot. So for me, I'm going to put my platform on the left hand side of the tree as I'm facing it, just about 90 degrees from my top stick. Alright, once I get up to that last stick, before I actually climb all the way to the top of that stick, I'm going to go ahead and hang my platform. I've got just one of those little bendy gear ties attached to my lineman rope real quick. Helps hold it right where I want it, so I can use both hands to then be able to undo it and get it ready to actually put it on the tree. I like my platform to be about even with that top step and about 90 degrees off from that top step. Again, you get her set. Be sure and give her a good downward push. Make sure it's set in. Get all the slack out of your strap. And as you press down that platform, it'll kind of cam over and lock itself into the tree nice and tight. Now, I personally prefer to go ahead and get to the top of that last stick. And before I make this transition over to my platform, I'll go ahead and break out my tether and hook up my tether so I've got double lines attached before I make that transition. Statistically, that transition is the most dangerous point. So in the effort of being safe, I go ahead and hook up before I make that step. Now from here, I personally like my tether about as high as I can get it, which normally works out to just over head high. Go ahead and load your tether. Tether's now got my entire weight. I can hang with both hands while I coil up my lineman rope. Back in the saddlebag. All right, for me personally, the way I like to set things up once I get up here, I've got just a little muddy screw-in tree hanger. That'll go in about head height or about shoulder height or so as I'm standing on my platform. That just gets screwed in real quick. This is ultimately where my bow is going to go once I get it up in the tree. So obviously in an effort to get the bow up here, so I'm not wasting time. Because right now I couldn't take a shot if I wanted to. So I get my little hanger set. Now from here I can go ahead and bring my bow up. Now initially when I first get up here, I'll usually just hang my bow on that left side where I can get to it if I need to, while I finish setting up the rest of my gear. Little pack comes off, goes on the tree, in between me and the tree. I can kind of help hold it with my knees, sits on my feet. First thing out of the pack will be my little gear strap. Which is literally a little night eyes, or night eyes gear tie. It would just go around the tree. I'll read it up with some paracord. Just get snapped on and cinched tight. Super quick, super easy. That's done. Now I can go ahead and start hanging my gear. From here, got a small snap link that I'll use to hide my to hang my bag. I usually put my bag around the right hand side of the tree. That way I've got freedom of movement and stuff right here between me and the tree. Plus that way if I get tired and I want to turn around and sit down, I got some place to lean against. Bag goes right there. From here, now I can go ahead and finish prepping my bow. I personally like to take the quiver off, hang it on that right side with my bag. Got again a little S-beaner, just snaps right in, arrow comes off, sits on the bow, we're ready to hunt.
All right, well, we appreciate y'all watching here with our different saddle setups. Andrew's like that with his cruiser and everything. Dave's, you know, pretty simple stuff here. So anything y'all need to add into it?
Just keep practicing, sling the arrows.
Yep. Make sure y'all practice your setup before you get up there, because let me tell you, even after going through it about 10-20 times already, every time you do it, there's another thing that you learn from it. So make sure y'all stick with it. Keep practicing out there.
Stay safe.
Good luck this season.